What's up, man and men, women, children, whoever? Toby, 508s. We're going to talk about some molds real quick. Everybody knows about the CNC injection molds. They run anywhere from $100 to God knows how much. But today we're going to talk about hand pours. What I like about them, what I don't like about them, but which is very limited. But these are two of my favorite. Moose Ridge molds. I found them on Facebook years ago. I've had these two right here. Got some others, but these are my two favorite. Great on a drop shot. Love this bait. This worm here, I love it. I love to fish it different ways. I'll take the tail off, just have a longer worm. And you can see I put some notches right here. These notches are to make Ned baits. I love this worm. I love the style of bait it is. And these molds will cost you $15-20, I believe. I don't know what they are now. I haven't looked in a while. I'll probably be ordering some more from Moose Ridge. I found them on Facebook again. I don't know if I said that. But show you what I do. What I love about these molds is when you shoot or inject baits into your CNC molds, can't talk. You'll wind up with sprues or just enough puck of plastic that you can't use. You don't have enough to inject another mold. Let me get this plastic started. Sorry, guys. So instead of trash, or it's just not enough to do anything with, if I'm done with that color, put it in open pours. All I need is a mold, some Plastisol, old, new, whatever, and Pyrex cup. Pyrex or Anchor, either one, but I like the way that the Pyrex has the smaller tip. So if I'm pouring, I hand pour a lot of baits, a lot of swim baits, stuff like that. And we'll do some of those one day, but for now, we're doing these. And inexpensive, $20 maybe at the most, I think. Not really sure, 20, 25 at the most. Let's just go with that. Again, I can make it with the tail. Sometimes I pour it to here and just have that longer worm to use, but I've notched it off to 3 inches. I just measured it off of old Ned bait. What we're making, this is the original traditional Ned. And here's what I love about this mold too, is I like my baits durable but still have action. This is the same Plastisol. Look at the action on that Ned rig. They're both the same. They're both 3 inches. But look at the difference. That's why I love this mold. So if you're a Ned fisherman and you want to make your own Ned baits and you want something different than what you can find at the store, other than your Plastisol costing you however much it costs, I don't know what a gallon costs, or I know Bait Plastics has some starter kits where you can get plastic, flake, and everything for less than $100, and colorants, and you can add flake, colorant, everything else. But show you what I do. I like to turn this mold when I'm pouring it. I like to have it this way. I want to fill the head in full and then get back smaller as I go towards the back of it, so that where the tail of the bait will have, it'll be thinner, which gives that action. That's what I like about it. Today will be green pumpkin brown, because if you've watched any of my stuff before, green pumpkins, watermelons, that's all you need. I'll make any color you want, but all you need is one of those. Any kind of flake in it, whatever. Green pumpkin and watermelon, awesome. So, oh, I'm the plastic ready. I'm going to show you how I pour them. Not real hard, because if it was, I wouldn't be able to do it. Again, I like to tilt it up just a little bit. And I like to fill the head in. I want the head solid, full plastic. and I'll work it back towards that tail, stopping at that 3-inch mark, but also making sure that it's going to be thinner back there. And if you mess up, I'll show you how to fix it. If you over pour or whatever, or if you get some junk on the side if you miss, because it can be tricky at times to pour, unless you're Chris Jones or something from World's Worst Fishing, but that dude is awesome. But these are awesome because, like I said, it saves money, saves plastic that I would have normally thrown away, and it makes an awesome bait. It's not like I'm making a second-hand bait or a, you know, something that's not a great product. It's a great product. You're just not injecting it into a high dollar mold. Now, you don't get quite the finish with these molds. They're not as shiny or whatever, but they're still not bad. I love the product. And we'll show you these and of course the other ones that I've already poured. But this is where open pour molds are so valuable. And I believe Moose Ridge, they've got, there's no telling how many different styles they have, but, so there they are, just a open pour mold, and I'll show you some little tricks to smooth them out, but while the plastic is setting up, I do like to keep it tilted forward, just to make sure that plastic stays up towards the front of that head, and is thinner on that back. That's where that action comes from, is in that tail. Again, that compared to that. Same Plastisol. Same formula, same everything. But that the style of that bait just gives it that much more action. So again, I don't know what these molds exactly cost now. I think when I got them, they were 15 bucks a piece. Maybe I had to pay shipping or something. I've got several of them. Again, these two are my favorite. This one, and of course the one we're pouring now. I'm going to let this set up and show you how they come out. Your plastic, like I said, if you don't have enough to shoot a mold, throw it in these open pours. Saves you money, big time. And again, makes a great bait. These are my number one on drop shot. Love them. All your open pours are going to be flat bottom, which is fine. Most of your baits are anyway, that are injected. Some aren't, but worm styles, usually they are. Little things you can do here. Got a little boo-boo right there. Just a little bit of an over pour on the side. Once it starts setting up good, just pinch that off. Pinch it off the side of the mold. Just take your finger, push, and just sort of pull it away. Takes care of that problem. If you have sunken in areas, or because the Plastisol cools, it draws down, you can take a heat gun. I'll take a heat gun, put it on low, and just firm that plastic out. If you don't have a vacuum chamber, and just say you have bubbles, a lot of bubbles, use that heat gun. That heat gun will reheat that plastic. It'll raise those bubbles out, flatten it out. Boom. So again, while we're waiting on this, trying to find something. That is the difference in action. Grab both by the end. Oh, that was hard to grab, but you just see the difference in the action. And I leave that tail thinner. Just another great bait. An inexpensive bait. Doesn't have to cost you a lot of money to get you started making this kind of stuff. I don't even know if they have a website, but I know when I got my molds back, golly, a few years ago, it was all on Facebook. Did everything through Facebook, messaged them, boom. So, I think they're set up enough. And all you do is clean this one up. You know, just pinch on it, pull away, and there you go. When they're set up enough, give them a few minutes. Just pull them right out. Don't yank on them, of course, but just pull them out. That's our Green Pumpkin Brown 3-inch Ned bait. A great little fish catcher. When they're tough, when they're hugging bottom, pop it on there. And again, you can pour this thing however you want, but this particular bait, you can pour the whole worm. You can pour it with the tail. There's a lot of times I'll either pour it with the tail and take it off. I love to fish this on a shaky head without that tail. Just pinch it off right there. Great action. You can see the ribs that it gives you in the mold. Almost like a little snake, a little reptile, a little snaky snake or something. I don't know, but it's awesome. Works great. Great action. You can definitely see the difference. And again, same Plastisol is nothing different. But it's one thing we do. Save a little money. Save this plastic pucks that normally you would throw away or whatever. Throw them in an open pour. Make great baits that you can sell, you can use, you can give to your friends, give to your high school teams, whatever. Because honestly, most of the time it's pucks that aren't big enough to do anything else with. Now I do make orders, so I will pour up, you know, have a couple plastic or so and pour loads of them. But love the bait, love the molds. They're almost indestructible. Now if you're putting your heat gun, you don't want to keep your heat gun on it too crazy, too hard, because it will, I guess, deform it over time. But one little quick run right there, and we've got 5 Ned baits. Still a little tacky, but we don't mind. 5 Ned baits from plastic that we didn't have enough of to do an injection mold. And again, if you want them bigger, pour them bigger. Pour them 4 inches, pour them 5 inches, whatever it is you want. But appreciate it. Hope it's helped somebody. May it, may not. But if you don't mind, give me a like, give me a subscribe, guys. We'll do some more trips, tricks, techniques, whatever. I'll see how many words I can screw up. Appreciate your time, appreciate you watching. 5-0 baits. Let's go catch some fish, baby.